Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham had a nephew named Lot who lived in a city called Sodom. Sodom was a part of a region that included another city called Gomorrah. These cities were known for being wicked and filled with people who did not follow God's ways. They were places where people did many wrong things, and God saw that the evil in these cities was very great. One day, God decided that it was time to deal with the wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah. He planned to destroy the cities to put an end to the evil happening there. But before he did, he sent 2 angels to visit Abraham. God wanted Abraham to know what he was planning because Lot, Abraham's nephew, was living in Sodom. When Abraham heard about God's plan, he was very concerned for the people in the cities, especially for his nephew Lot. Abraham knew that God was just, but he also knew that God was merciful. So Abraham spoke to God and asked, "Will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous people in the city? Will you still destroy it?" God listened to Abraham and said that if he found 50 righteous people in the city, he would spare the whole place for their sake. Abraham continued to speak to God, asking if he would spare the city if there were 45 or 40 or even just 10 righteous people. Each time, God answered that he would not destroy the city if he found that number of righteous people. God was willing to show mercy, but the cities were so full of wickedness that not even 10 righteous people could be found. Meanwhile, the 2 angels arrived in Sodom. Lot saw them at the city gate and invited them to stay at his home. Lot knew that the city was dangerous, especially for strangers, and he wanted to protect the angels. The angels agreed, and Lot welcomed them into his home. That night, the people of Sodom surrounded Lot's house. They were behaving in a very wicked way, and they demanded that Lot send the visitors out to them. Lot tried to protect the angels and even pleaded with the people to leave them alone, but the crowd would not listen. The angels then pulled Lot back into the house and struck the people outside with blindness so that they could not find the door. They told Lot that God was going to destroy the city because of its great wickedness, and that he needed to take his family and leave immediately. They urged Lot to take his wife, his daughters, and anyone else who belonged to him and flee from the city. Lot tried to warn his future sons-in-law, who were pledged to marry his daughters, but they thought he was joking and did not take him seriously. At dawn, the angels urged Lot to hurry. They took hold of Lot, his wife, and his daughters and led them out of the city, for God was merciful to them. The angels told Lot and his family, "Flee for your lives. Don't look back and don't stop anywhere in the plain. Flee to the mountains, or you will be swept away." Lot and his family fled from Sodom, and as they did, God passed judgment on Sodom and Gomorrah, and the cities were no more. Lot and his family were able to escape, thanks to God's mercy and guidance. But as they were running away, Lot's wife disobeyed the angel's warning. She looked back at the city, and as a result, she faced serious consequences for not following God's instructions. Lot and his daughters kept running and eventually reached safety in the mountains. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah is a powerful reminder of God's justice, but it is also a story of His mercy. God was willing to spare the cities for the sake of even a few righteous people, and He showed mercy to Lot and his family by saving them from destruction. It teaches us that God sees all that happens and that He wants us to turn away from evil and follow His ways. The moral of the story is, God is both just and merciful. He wants us to choose what is right and to stay away from evil. When we trust in God and follow His guidance, He will protect us even in the most difficult times.